I did that. And welcome to Any Sunday Songwriters. We are so happy to see you. I'm going to start the recording. That is, I think I am. Where does one start the recording these days? Let's see if more. Yes, record to computer. There it is. Thank you. Okay, my guests today are Mark Bishop Evans. And if you haven't heard his music before, you're going to be thrilled and delighted, and it won't be enough. And also Amelia Hogan, who I met, I think, at the Far West Campfire. And yeah. And I hope you're as delighted as I am. I'm pretty sure you will be. We still have a sunbeam. Anyway, so Mark is in Arizona and Amelia's in San Francisco. So we are mostly on the West Coast this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are. And I'm really happy to see both of them. Mark, why don't you kick us off? Tell us a little about yourself and sing us a song.
All right, thank you. Well, my name is Mark Bishop Evans, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been here in Phoenix going on 2 years now. I had moved out from the Boston area where I spent 30 years back there, and originally I'm from California, San Diego, and Monterey, in that order. And I've been writing songs for a very long time. Seems like I've been writing for most of my life. Well, I have been writing for most of my life, and playing in clubs and things like that. And I don't do clubs too much anymore. I do more listening rooms and festivals and those kinds of things. And I continue to write. And I'm retired from industry, and now I got time to do the things I like ride my motorcycle and write music. So, life is good. This first song I'd like to play for you is a story song. It's called Andy's Place. There's a place in the valley, most people could show you the street. And the sign on the door says, place is called Andy and Pete's. It's known for the chowder and fine music played on guitars. And Pete, well, he's a singer, and Andy, well, he tends a bar. Now Andy's the worker and Pete, he's the partying kind. But they work well together and things had been going just fine. They've been partners since childhood, their friendship was made long ago. But beginnings and endings are some things we can't always know. Now the bar was near empty the night that lady came in, and Pete sang her stories of the people and places he'd been. He sat at her table and they flirted for most of the night. And when they left for the motel, Andy said it didn't feel right. And the jukebox is playing some country that nobody knows. And the couple that's dancing are really too drunk, and it shows. Outside the wind's picking up, and the storm clouds are gathering off to the west. And the neon's inviting you to come in and give it a rest. Well, the next day at noontime, Pete called to say he'd be late. And when he never showed up, well, Andy just assumed it was fate. There the next day on the door was a note with a tack, and Pete said he's leaving, not sure when or if he'll be back. And the jukebox is playing some country that nobody knows, and the couple that's dancing are really too drunk, and it shows. Outside the wind's picking up, and the storm clouds are gathering off to the west, and the neon's inviting you to come in, give it a rest. It'll be 6 months this Thursday, and Pete finally dropped him a line. Well, she left him in Tulsa, but anyway, he's doing fine. Now the place hasn't changed much, except for the sign on the door. Andy's it says now, 'cause Pete is there anymore. And the jukebox is playing some country that nobody knows, and the couple that's dancing are really too drunk, and it shows. Outside the wind's picking up, and the storm clouds are gathering off to the west, and the neon's inviting you to come in and give it a rest. Now the neon's inviting you to come in and give it a rest.
All right. You have such great story songs.
Thank you. I like story songs, so it's
Yeah.
and I'll make them up because I don't want the truth to get in the way of the story.
I understand. Okay, so Amelia, tell us a little about who you are and sing us a song.
Thanks, and thanks for having me. I am a traditional singer out on the west coast of this here North American Turtle Island continent and all that good stuff. I've been singing traditional songs since I was old enough to stand upright. And I just started writing my own songs, my own originals, very recently, so I'm very timid with them, but I will share a few with folks today. My mom is a professional writer, so I will also share a couple of my favorites of hers, but I have the title track of my most recent album is called Taking Flight, and it was a pandemic response song where we all heard on the news and saw people singing from their balconies and the birds returning and people desperately looking for connection and community. And so I thought, hey, everybody seems to need a little bit of a reminder that we're all in this together. And so, anyway, yeah. We'll We'll sing out from treetops, from rooftops and cars, from buses and trolleys, and looking at stars. When we join in a chorus of birds taking flight, we know that the skyline and future looks bright. There's a rage that's been growing and it aches in my heart. But we're not through with loving, everyone's got a part. There's a tale that needs telling, and I'm not alone. I'll sing out the joys for those left when we're gone. We're blue ones and green ones, there's black, grey and brown. We're old ones and new ones, some quiet, some loud. The rainbow of all birds is a beautiful sight. Our song fills the air when we shake off the night. We'll sing and remember when we're old, worn and tired. Our heroes have long gone, they've gloried and mired. What we have together is a chance to make bright, a chorus together when we rise and take flight. So we'll sing what's inside us and remind what's true. It's constant and turning and helps us get through. The struggles before us are small when compared to birds all together, taking flight till we're there. The struggles before us are small when compared to birds all together, taking flight till we're there.
Wonderful.
That was beautiful, Amelia. I love
Yeah,
that.
lovely.
That's a, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure by this time you can see why I invited these two people to be here. And so your job is to settle back and enjoy. But before I sing, I want to introduce our resident set designer. Hello, Rick. Yeah, you'll notice that Rick's background keeps changing, and somehow it seems to have something to do with what he's hearing, which is wonderful, and I'm delighted to have him here. And missed him when he wasn't. So I'm going to tell a story too. It's about a place that I actually have never gotten to go to because it's gone now. But used to be, I'd drive to Houston all the time, down 290, which runs about a block from here and all the way to Houston. And it goes southeast. And then you turn at a right angle in the middle of it. And somehow it's still going southeast, which I still haven't figured out, even though I've looked at a map and seen it. But right after you make that turn, there used to be a field full of old gas station signs like the Pegasus and the Standard Oil Torch and all those old ones. And Dino, I think that's what they called him from Sinclair. And in the middle of those, there was a little white building, and it had a big sign on it, and it said Jezebel Cafe. And I kept thinking, okay, there's got to be a story. I should stop in there and find out what the story is. Well, I was usually in a hurry, and on the way back, I was usually tired and forgot all about it until the next time I drove that way. And then one time I drove that way, and it was gone. And I thought, well, what a shame. But I realized after a while of mourning my loss that I actually had seen the inside of that place. Oh, yeah. And so have you, probably, because there's hundreds of them all over the country, thousands even. At the Jezebel Cafe and Dance Hall, where Blondie presides at the bar, and the residents line up before the doors open at 7. There's a raised wooden stage in one corner, and the band drifts in around 9. And they drink up their brews and finally go on at 11. And what they lack in skill, they make up in enthusiasm. And the ladies imagine their heroes about 7 feet tall. No, wait, make that 8 feet at the Jezebel Cafe and Dance Hall. Oh, good. At the Jezebel Cafe and Dance Hall, the tall tales and stories abound, like how someone pulled a catfish from the Brazos as big as a cow, really, a cow. And all their granddads built the first church in the county, and all of them go every Sunday, except for the ones that grin and swear they are in church right now. And what they lack in truth, they make up in enthusiasm. And the ladies imagine. Whoa, I just lost that chorus. On the arm of Prince Charming at the Jezebel Cafe and Dance Hall. It's not far from civilization, but it's not too close either. Between Brenham and College Station, about a mile from the river. And they know that developers coming, and they'll have to move over sometime soon, but they say they'll hang on till the Jezzy is gone. And at the Jezebel Cafe and Dance Hall, when the lights come up on the decor, it's all planking and 2x4s, but the patrons don't care, 'cause it's good old days that they come for, a fragment of fast fading time. So tomorrow at 7, again they'll all line up right here. And what they lack in variety, they'll make up in enthusiasm. And they'll keep on attending till they hear that last call. They'll be singing and dancing, talking and laughing, playing pool and foosball and joking and laughing at the Jezebel Cafe, the Jezebel Cafe and Dance Hall. Thank you.
That was great. That was fantastic, Jay.
Yeah, good.
Thanks. So I want to say hello to David and Sandy and whomever all else has joined us on Facebook or on YouTube. We're just going to keep going round and round like this for as long as you'll have us, or 5 o'clock, whichever comes first.
Well, this song is going to come to you from about 15 billion miles away. Literally. In July of 1977, the United States sent off a spacecraft. It was called Voyager 1. and it has been traveling outside the solar system now and on into space. It has traveled 15 billion miles. 15 billion miles, and it's still going. So anyway, this is a song for the Voyager. Time is but a memory, and Earth is but a dream. As you rocket across the boundary of infinity, through never-ending centuries, the asteroids collide. Should we call you irony or fantasy? Voyager, can you send your light from heaven? Voyager, can you help to ease my mind? Count the numbers of the stars, verify just who we are. Voyager, are we running out of time? Universal harmony and planetary joy. Space is like a symphony of ecstasy. Searching through the galaxy on your never-ending run. Aren't you just the refugee of refugees? Voyager, can you send your light from heaven? Voyager, can you help to ease my mind? Does another world exist? How long can we go on like this? Voyager, are we running out of time? Our epitaph through history still seems so far away. There isn't any guarantee of destiny. The galaxies will come and go, and stars will never dim. And maybe in a million years you'll circle home again. Voyager, can you send your light from heaven? Voyager, can you help to ease my mind? Are there any more like me? Oh, Voyager, tell me what you see. Voyager, are we running out of time? Does another world exist? How long can we go on like this? Voyager, are we running out of time? Thank you.
What a wonderful song. What a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
So, Amelia, take it away.
Oh, thank you. I love celestial songs. Um, I'll sort of have a chat with you after. My mom's a songwriter and astrophysicist, and she writes a lot of songs about the movements of the stars. Um, but I'm gonna sing a song that was written in the 1800s called "The Lark in the Clear Air," and play it with my little shruti box. So I'll sort of show that in front of the camera. It's like a melodeon or a harmonium, but without the keys. It's just the drone with the bellows. So, and it was written by Sir Samuel Ferguson about letters between he and his sister where she's lamenting his going off to war. So this is The Lark in the Clear Air. Dear thoughts are in my mind, and my soul it soars enchanted, and I hear the sweet lark sing in the clear air of day. For a tender beaming smile to my hope has been granted, and tomorrow he shall hear all my fond heart longs to say. I will tell him all my love, all my soul's pure adoration, and I know he will hear my voice, and he will not answer nay. It is this that gives my soul all its joyous elation, as I hear the sweet lark sing in the clear air of day. Dear thoughts are in my mind, and my soul it soars enchanted, as I hear the sweet lark sing in the clear air of day. for a tender beaming smile. To my hope has been granted, and tomorrow he shall hear all my fond heart longs to say.
That's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Jackie, it looks like you knew that song. Yeah.
Yeah. We are finally going to make it to the UK and parts south next summer. At least that's the plan. That was the plan last year, too, so we'll see. I noticed that my friend Leanne Nelson Allen is on the Facebook page, and we've written a song together, so I'm going to play that. But it's perfect for the time because after 3 years of sitting on our proverbial butts, waiting for our cage to be unlocked, it looks like it's finally going to get unlocked. So, Leanne, I hope you're still listening. I'm ready to see sights I've never seen before. Already packed my bags and I'm headed out the door. Ready to feel sunshine and cool mountain breezes, to travel foreign lands with white sand beaches, or both. Fly me away. I'm ready to hear songs I've never heard before, with didgeridoos or alpine horns. Revel in the sound that makes me want to dance and fills my soul with fire and helps me take my chance to go. Fly me away, fly me away, fly me away. Take me to a place where everything is new, a place where I can play and stay a while or two. I'm ready. Hey, fly me away. I'm ready to meet friends I've never met before, with unfamiliar smiles and unheard stories. Tell me about their plans and tell me about their dreams, and share a meal or two and meet their families. Let's go. Fly me away, fly me away, fly me away. Take me to a place where everything is new, a place where I can play and stay a while or two. I'm ready. Hey, fly me away. New flavors, new sounds, new feelings all around. Outward bound, fly me away. Fly me away. Take me to a place where everything is new, a place where I can play and stay a while or two. I'm ready. Hey, fly me away, fly me away. Thank you.
Good. So
All right. Um. So, I'm going to get to travel next year too. January, I'm going to Australia. I'm playing at the Illawarra Folk Festival in Sydney in the middle of January.
How wonderful.
Yeah. So I get to do that. And then in April, I'm going to do an East Coast tour. I'm going to be back east for a couple of weeks and see all my friends back there, and I've got like 7 gigs set up, so it's so little party. So I'm guessing at this point it's going to be 2025 before I can do England and Israel, but who knows? I'm going to get there. I want to do this song. It's I wrote the original first couple of lines of this song after I came back from Vietnam, and then expanded the lyrics a little bit during Kuwait and Afghanistan, and then it sat, and I didn't get around to actually making a full song out of it until Ukraine. But it certainly is poignant for today and where we're at. I find it interesting because the war in Ukraine is still going on, but what has happened in the Middle East now, we're not hearing anything about Ukraine, right? And it seems the world goes that way, doesn't it? I mean, you've got these tremendous crises going on, and people are dying, and after a while, some other tremendous crisis comes along, and people are dying, and you stop hearing about the first crisis, and it's just crazy. The song is called Honor. Honor some demand is free to every man, but I must disagree. It more rightly seems to me that honor must be won, reward for something done. It surely has a cost, has been wagered, has been lost. Since first recorded time, the mass of human crimes, like symbols etched in pain, the blood that falls like rain, clings to every cause, be it politics or God's, and man's torment of man lay countless as the sand. Jericho and Rome, the atrocities were known. From Dresden's raging fire to pilgrim witches' pyres, from Hitler's cruelest gas to the Nagasaki blast. Why don't we despair in this wickedness we share? Rwandans and Armenians, the Kurd and yes, the Jews, the Navajo, the Creole, the Apache and the Sioux, in Nanking and in Lebanon, Cambodia and more, in Congo and in Palestine, and don't forget Darfur, Namibia and My Lai. The death was also there, stretches across the centuries, this endless trail of tears. And now another war to grieve the open sore, a rising bloody tide where children burn and die, where innocence is lost to another Holocaust, and armies come in force to nail honor to a cross. Rwandans and Armenians, the Kurd, and yes, the Jews, the Navajo, the Creole, the Apache and the Sioux, in Nanking and in Lebanon, Cambodia and more, in Congo and in Palestine, and don't forget Darfur, Namibia and My Lai. The death is also there, stretches across the centuries, this endless trail of tears. Now honor some demand is free to every man, but I must disagree. It more rightly seems to me that honor must be won, reward for something done. It surely has a cost, has been wagered, has been lost.
Wow, Mark.
Wow, incredible, Mark.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But sad.
Yes.
It's one of those songs that you wish that things weren't the way they were so you didn't have to write it.
Yeah, we've all got at least one example of a song that the the circumstance was just so overwhelming that the only way to deal with it would be to have a song.
Right. Yeah. I've got a few of them.
Yeah.
I get caught up in that. So.
Me too.
All right.
So, Amelia.
Yeah. I think I'm going to change what I was going to share next. I wrote a song called Hands That Remember that was inspired by a piece of visual art. This was through Phil Ward's Now See Here project, which takes an audio song and someone creates a visual piece of work that is inspired by that song, and then the next person will see that piece of visual work and write a song inspired by it. So I came upon this ongoing sort of chain project, and I wrote one called Hands That Remember. And the visual work that I was given was a mosaic of an older hand, a dark hand, and a small, young, lighter skinned hand over a deep red background. And I thought it was a quilt at first because I only had a photograph to work from, but I was thinking about passing generational courage on, not just generational wounds. So, Hands That Remember. It's these hands that remember our stories when we're carrying the weight of it all. It's our hands that remember to hold us together, not alone, not at all. when our hands help us to remember our future is ours to make. Well, today might look still and empty, watching all the old empires break. And what crumbles is full of unknowing, and their fairy tales lead us astray. Well, the warpaths that tore us asunder got no words left to fill up the page. It's an ending that's shaped by the monsters with their lies of who we're supposed to be. But they can't hold us long in these cages. It's our hands holding all of the keys. And then the freedom to thrive's not a pipe dream, and the next step toward life's not a lie. But we can't grant asylum to cruelty. Reaching out is what helps us get by. 'Cause it's these hands that remembered our stories when we've carried the weight of it all. It's our hands that remember to hold us together, not alone, not at all.
That's beautiful. And actually,
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
his showcase at Far West was where I first heard you sing. Yeah. He's somebody that lives in California, and he's at Far West, and he's done this project. I think they're on like round 15 or something like that. And it's just an amazing concept, and the results have been, if anything, more amazing. So I've been involved for about the last maybe 4 or 5 cycles. And plus, have you heard... now I'm not going to be able to come up with his name. The name of the person who runs it.
Phil Ward.
Phil Ward, thank you. Have you heard him play?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious. So look up Now See Here. I think it's .org, but it might be .com. And look up Phil Ward and listen to some of his stuff. It's some really funny and creative. But I, however, am going to sing one of those songs that we all wish we didn't have to. Behind closed doors, you never talk much. You never know what's the wrong thing to say. Behind closed doors, you've lost touch. He doesn't like your friends, so you keep them away. Everyone believes it's always someone else, some other part of town, no one like themselves. Everyone believes no one wants to know what goes on behind closed doors. Behind closed doors, he denies it, justifies it, tells you you are to blame. Behind closed doors, you imagine neighbors listening, and it fills you with shame, 'cause even you believe it's always someone else, some other part of town, no one like yourself. Even you believe no one needs to know what goes on behind closed doors. So you hide your bruises, you hide your pain, and you make excuses again and again. And no one questions, no one interferes, 'cause he's everywhere behind closed doors. Hear him shout, cries ring out, then sirens wail. Behind closed doors, the neighbors hide, turn out their light, and their faces are pale still, wanting to believe it's always someone else, some other part of town, no one like themselves. Everyone believes, no one wants to know what goes on behind closed doors. Everything's okay behind closed doors, 'cause everything is safely behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have reached the point in the afternoon when this burning question must be asked. Mark, where are you going to be next, and where can people find you online?
I can be found online at markbishopevans.net. It's my website, and my music is there, my calendar is there, so on and so forth. And where am I next? That's a really good question. I play at assisted living homes, the small group homes, all week long. So I do two of those a day, sometimes three, most weeks. As far as playing out, the next time I'm playing someplace like a real place would be I have a private gig on the 29th at the Scottsdale Country Club.
Cool.
And then Open Mic America.
Nice. That's online.
Yeah, that's online, and Music Matters online. And early next month, I have a number of things at the Copper Mule and some of the other places that I play around. So.
Lovely. So, and Amelia, how about you? Where can people find you online, and where are you playing next?
They can find me at ameliahogan.com. I've also got a show coming up, the 8th in Palo Alto, California with my friend and harpist Maureen Brennan. Play with Wake the Dead. And then in December, I've got shows with the group Molly's Revenge. We're doing our winter dance tour, but only a few dates West Coast this time around. Sort of dipping our toe back in the water. I'm their guest vocalist again, and I've loved playing with these guys. So it's Celtic Christmas with, we've got a wonderful champion Irish dancer joining us to sort of bring some sparkle and fun. January, I've got a show, online stuff. Over New Year's, there's the Camp Harmony through the San Francisco Folk Music Club that I'm a part of organizing, and it's 5 days of all kinds of folk music, taking over a kid's summer camp in the middle of winter. So we get the conference rate for a lot of the accommodations. It's super fun. In the spring, I'm going to Ireland for the Inishowen Singers Retreat and a couple other things going that side of the pond. Later in the year, I'm doing a cruise with Fan Club Cruises. So if people love folk music, traditional singing, some where I'm performing and some I'm hosting a couple of sessions, little private sessions aboard the cruise out of Boston.
That sounds fun.
I know. September, so Bay of Fundy, Nova Scotia, and then back.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what's happening here is this show is going on hiatus for December because I'm the head of the Austin Carolers, and we've already got 23 shows booked. And so, yeah. So we won't be doing a whole lot of singer-songwriter stuff for that month. But We will be performing publicly at a couple of the shopping malls around Austin, at the Domain every Saturday from 6 to 8. And we've got 2 groups this year. So at the same time as we're at the Domain, there will be another group of Austin carolers at the Round Rock Premium Outlets, walking around the mall caroling, which is great fun, and we do it in costume, so you can pick us off out of the rest of the crowd anytime. And I will be doing a fundraiser for Austin Safe Alliance, which is for abused women and children to have a place to go. And that will be locally here at Kick Butt Coffee, which is, I could spit to that place from my house. It's that close. But it will also be online. We're going to stream it. So you'll get to see what the Austin Carolers do. And we are, suffice to say, and at the risk of sounding immodest, we are quite remarkable, and you should tune in. And as far as this show is concerned, in January we will pick up again, and on the 7th we'll have Charles Absher and someone else who I haven't locked down yet, so I'll wait to say that. But on the 21st, I'm very excited to say that this show will be Carolyn Aiken and Eric Schwartz. And if you haven't ever heard those 2 names, they're names you should become familiar with, and you'll be glad you did. So if you would like to know more about those shows, just put your name and your email address in the chat, and I'll be happy to make sure you're up to date at all times. No spam, and just once a month. I won't fill up your inbox with anything. And Amelia and Mark, please feel free to put your websites in the chat so that people who didn't get it when you said it can get it later. And now we will commence with our regularly scheduled programming. Mark, take it away.
Thank you. So this is a brand new song. You guys are going to be like pretty much the first to hear it. So I hope I can get through it. You know how that goes. It's called Time Becomes Precious. Mist in the morning hides all but the tallest of trees. While the wisp of a warning comes drifting along on a breeze. And although I feel it, I can't find the will to respond. For time becomes precious when you find more than half of it gone. We cling so ferocious to things we can see with our eyes. So blindly precocious, while the unseen might bring us surprise. Caught up in fancies of which we're exceedingly fond. But time becomes precious when you find more than half of it gone. Wind in the willows ring tears from my eyes, and sulking in shadows is not very wise. When you sift through your memories, you'll surely find all kinds of lies. Lost to the lessons, we remain so incredibly blind. Still only seeing the things we expected to find. It's probably time to accept what was true all along. That time becomes precious when you find more than half of it gone. It's probably true to accept what was true all along. That time becomes precious when you find more than half of it gone. I said time becomes precious when you find almost all of it gone.
Lovely.
So now
About-
we're all thoroughly depressed.
Yeah, I think I could put myself in that particular category too.
Yeah.
I decided back a few years ago that I was going to say this was my half-life, and I'm just going to keep saying that.
Yep. Well, I know I'm more than halfway there, so.
Of course, the answer is, where's the question and where's the there? Where's the there that you're halfway to?
Right. Yeah. This life is only the first one, right? There's a door that we walk through yet.
We don't even know that.
We don't.
I regularly dream about running across red tile roofs somewhere in China. I don't know if I'm a human doing it, though.
Yeah. Oh, I'd take a cat's life.
Maybe a squirrel.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Amelia.
one of those red squirrels.
Something uplifting.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, never mind. Just do as you please.
Oh, let's go. Well, I'll sing a song that is sort of it's emblematic of the style of singing I'm most known for on the West Coast, which is Shannos singing. There are not that many people in the world that do it, and it's a very open structure of singing. Like classically trained folks will say, "Oh, rubato," kind of. And so it's a very, like, the way you would refer to singing it is you would say you say a song, right? Because you're bringing someone into the experience of the world you're sort of setting for them. And it's got one of my favorite funny lines ever. Anyway, you'll catch it. Johnny and Molly sat reposing under a bank of blooming roses While at the quay the ships were waiting, this young couple sat repeating, "Love, farewell, darling, farewell, and it's all for parting. Love, farewell. Johnny dear, now do not leave me, for your absence it would grieve me. For if you go where the cannons rattle, I greatly fear you might fall in battle. Love, farewell, darling, farewell, and it's all for parting. Love, farewell. Molly dear, now do not mourn, for there's a relief at my returning. When I come back from the war's alarm, I'll gently roll you in my arms. Love, farewell, darling, farewell, and it's all for parting. Love, farewell. The old woman said, now do not grieve me. Do not take my daughter from me. For if you do, I will torment you. At my death, my ghost will haunt you. Love, farewell, darling, farewell, and it's all for parting. Love, farewell. The ship now she sails on the stormy ocean, seeking out on high promotion. While the trumpets sound and the drums are beating, march me boys, for there's no retreating. Love, farewell, darling, farewell, and it's all for parting. Love, farewell.
That was beautiful. And if
Yeah.
people want to call it rubato, great. That's just because their vocabulary isn't big enough.
It's as you can tell, it's a highly ornamented style, but my favorite line in there is about the "at my death, my ghost will haunt you." I just like
I love that.
know exactly the mother-in-law or the mom of the girl who's feeling that particular way. You know the conversation she's having with this young sir as he's going off to combat.
I've felt that way with a lot less provocation. Do it my way, or you can expect consequences. Well, I'm going to pick up on one of the threads in Mark's song, because this one's fairly new and I'm sort of, I love it. Let's try that again. The summer breeze that warmed my face turns chill and starts to sting a bit. Maple leaves that gave me shade have long since fallen. The dawn's that welcomed singing birds come later now, and owls reign. Listen, you can hear them calling. The gauzy dress and baseball cap have given way to wool and leather. The swallow's gone and won't be back till the springtime. The moon is high and cold and distant. November dims the lights, and I search, but all I find is change. So many changes, it's change. Large and small, one and all. Everything, 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 everything is change. The stairs I used to like to take 2 at a time have grown more steep. The child whose hair I used to braid became a woman. And all my songs and all my sorrows will slip away into the night. The very act of being human is change. So many changes, it's change. Large and small, one and all. Everything, 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 everything is changed. The children and the buildings grow taller, but the time between the seasons grows smaller and smaller. It's change. So many changes, it's change. Large and small, one and all. Everything, 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 everything is change. Large and small, one and all. Everything, 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 everything is change. Thank you.
Right.
Sometimes when you take one off the pad, it's hard to let go of it or think about anything else being on that same pad.
Yeah. She opened the door and a smile touched her eyes. She couldn't have known who was there. I looked like a waif standing there in the rain. Somehow I knew she wouldn't care. She opened her arms and she offered a sigh. And then she said, well, what have we here? I gathered her up, held her close to my heart, felt all the time disappear. Time disappeared. She invited me in from the night and the cold. Would you care for a warm cup of tea? Here, give me that coat. Can you stay for a while? Seems like it's been centuries. I couldn't help notice how the passing of time hadn't touched her at all. And the joy of this girl that I loved wasn't hard to recall. How can we know that the love of a friend run as deep as the sea? Take all the love that is there when you can. Life gives you no guarantees, no guarantees. We sat and we talked of the lives we had known, all of the sorrows and all of the joy. We both had our share of stories to tell. Oh, by the way, how are your boys? Finally came round to the past we had shared, as both of us knew that it would. Remembering nights far beyond any dream, sharing what love that we could, the love that we could. Morning has come and we're still sitting here. The night in the past flown away. Turning, I saw she was looking at me. So tell me, how long can you stay? How can we know that the love of a friend could run as deep as the sea? Take all the love that is there when you can. Life gives you no guarantee. No guarantee.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Mm, what a sweet song. Um, Thank you, Jan Seides, for hosting us today, by the way, and everybody here helping the operation run. You hear that all beautifully, cleanly, the sound check You sound great.
My pleasure. Thank you for saying yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, I would love to chat with you after and find more of your music. So,
Okay,
yeah.
no problemo.
I'm gonna get my brain back to sort of pinging off of that a little bit. Um, I want to do a very old song, um, which is the 18th century, is Robbie Burns, national poet of Scotland. Um, anyway, this is a song composed in August, or Westland Winds, and I always think of it as an autumn song, and it still being November, it kind of counts. So, anyway, um, see if I can get this far enough away from the mic so that it. Now westland winds and slaughtering guns bring autumn's pleasant weather. The moorcock springs on whirring wings among the blooming heather. Now waving grain wailed o'er the plain delights the weary farmer, and the moon shines bright as I rove at night to muse upon my charmer. The partridge loves the fruitful fells, the plover loves the mountains, the woodcock haunts the lonely dells, the soaring heron the fountains. Through lofty groves the cushat roves, the path of man to shun it, and the hazel bush o'erhangs the thrush, the spreading thorn, the linnet. Thus every kind their pleasure find, the savage and the tender. Some social join and leagues combine, some solitary wander. Avaunt away the cruel sway, tyrannic man's dominion, the sportsman's joy, the murdering cry, the fluttering gory pinion. But Peggy dear, the evening's clear, thick flies the skimming swallow, the sky is blue, all fields in view, all fading green and yellow. Come, let us stray our gladsome way, and view the charms of nature, the rustling corn, the fruited thorn, and every happy creature. We'll gently walk and sweetly talk till the silent moon shines clearly. I'll grasp thy waist and fondly pressed swear how I love thee dearly. Not vernal showers to budding flowers, not autumn to the farmer, so dear can be as thou to me, my fair, my lovely charmer, so dear can be. fair, my lovely charmer.
Yeah.
That's so gorgeous. Well, I'm going to take us from the sublime to somewhere else. I'm pinging off of you, but from a great distance, sort of. I just realized I hadn't played my keyboard at all. And it's enough trouble to bring it out to this room that I thought I should remedy that. In the fifth dimension, I can see right through you. I can hear you thinking. I can think back to you. I'll be all around you. I'll even be within you. Come to think about it, I might have even been you in the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, out where hyperspace is, we can hear the angels singing, look into their faces. No one else can find us, so we'll go undetected. And if we should die, why, we'll be resurrected in the fifth dimension. Come swing through past and future like a pendulum. Leave those maps and clocks behind. It's a space-time continuum. The stars will be our companions and the galaxies. We could be so free to the nth degree. Come swing through past and future like a pendulum. Leave your maps and clocks behind. It's a space-time continuum. The stars will be our companions and the galaxies. We could be so free to the nth degree. And in the fifth dimension, at the speed of light we'll fly. All the locks will open, all the knots untie. There'll be no confusion. We'll understand the meaning and escape the illusion like spiritual Houdinis in the fifth dimension. Thank you. It's always good to have a piano at your back.
Yes.
I haven't played my piano yet either, but I don't own one and I don't play, so that's why. I'm sorry.
Perfectly all right.
So I'll keep it on the lighter side here.
Okay.
Yeah, Janet, you like this. Well, the alligator, whoops, here. Well, the alligator is my pal. He can be your pal too. All you have to realize, he's got feelings too. He got feelings too. Oh, he's got feelings too. Now the alligator loves the swamp and all the bugs and snakes. But he'd be just as happy in a river or a lake, a river or a lake. How about in your lake? Oh. Now the alligator's got big eyes, teeth as long as this. But don't be frightened when he smiles, unless you are a fish. Are you a fish? No, I don't think you're a fish. Well, he'd like it if you came on by to visit for a while. Just remember, he'll get pissed if you call him crocodile, 'cause he's the alligator, alligator, yeah. Yeah, he's the alligator, alligator, yeah. Now the alligator loves to play, he never sings the blues. You'd like him better as a friend than wearing him as shoes, wearing him as shoes. Don't go wearing him as shoes. And he loves to swim around his pond, and he never has to work, 'cause Izod sends him royalties from his picture on a shirt, picture on a shirt. Got his picture on a shirt. Well, he'd like it if you came on by to visit for a while. Just remember, he'll get pissed if you call him crocodile, 'cause he's the alligator, alligator, yeah. Well, he's the alligator, alligator, yeah. Well, he's an alligator, alligator, yeah.
Yeah.
David Nelson says that's you're having too much fun. I think everybody appreciated it. And Sandy says that's your silliest song, so I hope you'll prove Sandy wrong.
It really is. It is the silliest song I've written.
Okay.
Well, I will try to follow it with one of my pretty close to done, mostly in progress songs. Has anybody here actually driven on the West Coast up I-5?
Yep.
Okay, a couple of you. Um, you ever pass through those towns wherever you drive through they're like this weird purgatory state on hundreds and hundreds of miles drive where everybody's superstitiously afraid to get stuck there, and nobody does is like really abandoned there for days or weeks. Like the car always, like you don't want your car to die there. Anybody like?
That's
No?
actually happened to me in Needles, California.
Uh, the one
Not on I-5, but Needles.
Button Willow, California. And it's like 100 miles to Bakersville from there. Um, and I left the Far West Conference, and I'd had trouble starting the car. I'd apparently left the battery on my friend's car the whole time I was at the conference, and I didn't realize I'd done that because I didn't like know intuitively where the lights were. I'd borrowed my friend's car. And so I was like, oh God, oh God, the first place I have to stop is Buttonwillow, California to get gas. But my mom's cars had explosions, and the mechanic's barely there like once a week, and like they can't get parts because it's 100 miles from anything. And it smells like cows, like a lot. Like roll your windows up, don't have the air going. Like it's just a known thing. So I wrote a song called Busted in Buttonwillow, and it's still kind of in progress. I'm a little timid about it, but I feel like this captures the sentiments of about a dozen people I know who've all jokingly said, haha, I made buttons. There's a hotel there, and a bad diner, and a gas station, and the mechanic is like 5 miles down the road.
No Shakey's Pizza?
No, I don't think so. So, anyway, Busted in Buttonwillow was kind of going through my head as I'm praying the car doesn't die right there on the way. Mm. La da dum da dum da 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 dum da da dum da. Oh, when you're busted in Buttonwillow and your plans all fell through. Oh, when you're busted in Buttonwillow and the name's all that's cute. When you're flat broke, running empty, and the oil's gone through. You're 100 miles from anything, and purgatory's your due. Not enough cash in your pocket, hope your credit card's got room. The repairs won't get started till the last week in June. When you're busted in Buttonwillow and your plans all fell through. You're 100 miles from anything, and the name's all that's cute. Now the motel's looking lonely, and the diner's bad food. When your car dies and you're sorry, only way out straight through. 'Cause when you're busted in Buttonwillow and your plans all fell through, and you're busted in Buttonwillow and the name's all that's cute. The mechanic's got the blues, he's got no dreams of tomorrow. They all died on that route. He's 200 miles from anything. He's a busted in Buttonwillow, and his plans all fell through. He got busted in Buttonwillow, and the name's all that's cute. There's a hell in these travels, and the engines won't go. You're 100 miles from anything, but it's now last week in June. 'Cause when you're busted in Buttonwillow, and your plans all fell through, you're 100 miles from anything, and the name's all that's cute.
Brava. That sums it up. I remember one trip out there from Austin. I got to the next gas station, and gas was like over $5 a gallon. And I went, that's ridiculous. I'll just drive to the next gas station. And just as I was about to pull out, I thought, wait, this place is named Desert Center. This doesn't seem like a wise decision to leave without getting gas. Yeah. So, since we're doing silly songs and Busted in Buttonwillow, which now I'm going to have to look up on the map and see where that is. The prompt was tiger. And she thought she knew what I was going to do. I hear you cheering for me out there. I know I'm elegant and rare, and I think I'm showing admirable restraint. Yes, I am. Fancy Dan there, his name is Roy. He's treating me like I'm some kind of toy, and I think I'm being practically a saint. See how his partner struts and prances. That Siegfried thinks he's quite the dancer, but really, I'm the star of this show, which I know you know. Still, I guess I've got it good. 3 squares and a roof, so I think I can put up with that fool and his stupid megaphone. But last night I dreamed of India. I was lying in the sun beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. Well, it was harder then, but I was free. What's that fool Roy doing now? I think he's trying to get me to growl and give these folks a thrill for their applause. Just because I think I'll give him a little slap, just a easy teensy little love pat, not enough to hurt, just to remind him who's boss. Because last night I dreamed of India. There I was beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. Well, sorta. I was free. I didn't mean to hurt him. He's such a little squirt. But when the crowd began to scream, well, it was totally worth it. Because last night I dreamed of India. There I was lying beside the sea. Life was harder then, it was harder then. So I was free. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that song.
That's cool.
Thank you. What it looked like to the tiger. We are now on our last round, just so you know.
Figured as much. This is an also pretty new song. Couple months maybe. It's called Help Me Understand. There's an old owl outside my window, and he calls the whole night through, and his song is full of sorrow. The reason why I never knew. Sometimes I sit inside my shadow and gaze upon the rising sun, there to ease my pain and sorrow. For my toil is far from done. So sister, come, stand here beside me. Brother, come and take my hand. Father, shine your light to guide me. Mother, help me understand. They call my name, they think to own me, but they can't see beyond their schemes. They cannot hear the words I'm saying, or catch a glimpse of what they mean. I watch the storm clouds part before me. I see the thunder call my name. Soon I will break these chains that bind me. Soon I will quench the burning flame. So sister, come, stand here beside me. Brother, come and take my hand. Oh, Father, shine your light to guide me. Mother, help me understand. I find my peace beside this river, where water tumbles over stones. Here my heart will rest forever. Here at last I found a home. So sister, come, stand here beside me. Brother, come and take my hand. Oh, Father, shine your light to guide me. Mother, help me understand. Oh, Mother, help me understand. Mother, help me understand. Thank you. Thank you.
That was gorgeous, Mark.
Right.
Thank you.
So that is Mark Bishop Evans. If you'd like to hear more, go to markbishopevans.net and pick yourself up some music. I'm sure he'll appreciate it, and I know you will too.
Yeah. I did promise one from my mom's collection of songs. She's got about several tens of thousands. She's a professional writer living in Nashville and very well known in the area. Her name is Lisa Ashman, and she wrote a song called Old Men Dying Slowly about mountaintop removal. All that comes with that. So, in the West, by God, Virginia, where the mighty chestnut stood, the air is filled with carbon, creeks are filled with mud, mountains full of tunnels, dynamite and blood. In the West, by God, Virginia, where the mighty chestnut stood, are old men dying slowly, young men dying fast. The history of the miner is written in the blast. The cities of the East are built upon the backs of old men dying slowly, young men dying fast. Cutting holes into the mountains, cutting sky into the trees. The mountain is too old to defend herself from these. The nameless and the poor are on their hands and knees, cutting holes into the mountains, cutting sky into the trees. Are old men dying slowly, young men dying fast. The history of the miner is written in the blast. The cities of the East are built upon the backs of old men dying slowly, young men dying fast. And what gave us the right to cut a power line through the ancient core of this body serpentine? Wasting of the earth, wasting people's lives through the ancient core of this body serpentine. Are old men dying slowly, young men dying fast. The history of the miner is buried in the blast. The cities of the East are built upon the backs of old men dying slowly, young men dying fast.
Wow.
It's in your blood.
Yeah.
It's in your blood, man.
Personally, I'd rather not die at all.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
And I have no intention. You know, I went to a concert not too long ago, and I ran into somebody who runs a fairly popular house concert series here in Austin. He's actually not in Austin, he's outside of Austin. But he walked up to me and he said, "You're getting some good people on your show. Here's what's happening. I'm inviting the people I admire, and nobody's more astonished than me when they say yes. So thank you, Mark, for saying yes. Thank you, Amelia, for saying yes. And thank you all for being here and witnessing this. Like I said, nobody's more astonished than me." This is a song that I wrote quite a while back, actually. We were in Israel in 2016, and I did it there, I remember. So it's older than 2016, possibly not by much. But I read something the other day in a novel I was reading, and she was talking about moving through time. And yes, we can only move in one direction, but time is not a narrow, straight road. It's larger than that. And it goes in all directions. Everything's happening at once, which I constantly feel during the week. But sometimes I feel like a mosquito in amber, believing I'm locked in time. Anxious for the future, can't leave the past behind. It's so hard for me to remember I'm not really helpless and blind. 'Cause life is a series of moments, and each one is now. This one is now, and here we are now, departing from now, arriving at now. The past is history, the future's a mystery. If we're gonna live at all, it better be now. I wonder if that mosquito in amber could have imagined his fate. Would it have set him free, or would he have dragged it around like a weight? Even in this noise and confusion, I can't avoid that mistake. 'Cause life is a series of moments, each one is now. So this one is now, and here we are now, exiting now and entering now. The past is history, the future's a mystery. If I'm gonna live at all, it better be now. 'Cause here we are now, leaping from now and landing on now. The past is history, the future's a mystery. If we're gonna live at all, it better be now. Thank you very much
Well
for
said.
being here. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jan. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here and listening. Thank you to Mark. Thank you to Amelia. Definitely look them up. You can look me up at janseides.com, and it's spelled just like you see it over here or over here, depending on how you got your screen set up or how I do. Love you, every one of you. Thank you to all the people who are watching on Facebook and YouTube. I love you too. Are we getting an Amber Alert?
It's a tornado, probably.
Again?
It was Rick's alarm clock.
Oh, I see. It's
Yes,
already.
my alarm went off.
Oh, it's time for you to get up, Rick.
No, it's actually time for me to go for a walk with a friend.
Oh, how fun! Well, enjoy.
Thank you so much, Jan.
I'm going to stop the recording and stop the stream, and then yes.